Hello. Come in. Come in. Hello. 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 How are you? Let's get you some food, shall we? So yeah, I'm helping a friend cat sit, and that's basically what's happening right now. This is Gracie, and she is extremely friendly for a cat. Hello. Hello. And I guess she's just really lonely at home, so I spend a little bit of time with her, like 2 to 3 times a day. So let's get her some food. Hi. Hey. So it is week 12. It's the start of a new block of training. The next 4 weeks will be my last mesocycle before peak week. And so that's really exciting news for me. So for this week, the main exercises don't change pretty much. So day 1 is competition squats. Day 2 is competition deadlifts. Day 3 does have a different main lift. Instead of doing pause squats, we're doing pin squats. And then the last one, day 4, is still the 2 count pause deadlifts. So on the screen, I'm just gonna keep playing the main lifts of the 4 days. And I'm just going to talk through a little bit of what I'm doing for these last 4 weeks. First things first, if you look at the screen right now, I am doing a back movement. Now in these last 4 weeks, they take out all back exercises. But for me, because I'm not doing any of the benching exercises, or at least not the heavy ones, I am deciding to strengthen my back. I think a big problem of why I got injured on my shoulder, like I said before, was because of my not being able to maintain the tension in my lats. I think a big part of that is because in the past I used to do a lot of back work. When I was doing bodybuilding style training, I did back exercises 2 times a week. But in this powerlifting training, it only happened, let's say 2 times a week, but it was only 1 exercise each day. Whereas I would have a total of 6 exercises in a week when I was doing bodybuilding style training. And so the volume was much higher. And so I decided to go a little bit back to that. Hopefully that will help. I think so far it's had a bit of difference, which is good for me. Next, if you look on day 2, there's a secondary lift. Instead of just regular squats, there is supposed to be a safety bar squat. But because I lift in LA Fitness, it's a commercial gym, they don't have a safety squat bar. So I decided to change it up to front squats, and my front rack sucks, which is why I'm using straps. But yeah, that's just another thing I can work on, working on my front rack position and maintaining that position throughout the whole lift. Next, on day 3, I mentioned we have pin squats. Now for me, I do pretty much ATG squats, so my butt goes all the way down to the floor, or at least as far as I can. And because of that, it's very difficult to get into that starting position at the bottom of the squat, which is why when I do pin squats, I still rack it at the top. But what I do is I will slowly descend to the bottom of my squat, rest it on the spotting arms, and then I will relax my body, take a deep breath, brace everything, and then stand up from the squat like it's supposed to be in a pin squat. One thing to note about these 4 weeks is that the number of exercises decreases drastically. I think at most you have 3 exercises a day. It's not a bad thing. I think what it's doing is focusing more on specificity. So what I mean by specificity is they're zoning in on the main lifts. So mainly just the competition squat, competition deadlift, competition bench. And what that does is prime your muscles for those 3 movements to prepare them for the final day where it's, let's say if you're doing competition, it'll be for competition. For me, it's just for me to increase my maxes, so for me to test my maxes again. You know, that peak week. That's why they're not trying to overwork your other muscles, you know, not try to get you too fatigued. And that's just a way for your body to be more specific towards a specific movement. Hope that made sense for you. Next, I had a question about the RPE. Remember, RPE is dependent on you and how you're feeling on that day, right? It's the relative or rate of perceived exertion for that day. So some days you're feeling really good. You had a good day of sleep, you ate well, you drank a lot of water, you had a good pre-workout, coffee, whatever. That means, let's say on that day you feel great. You can go higher than the weight that is recommended, right? So for RPE, if you don't know, 10 RPE is like max of the max. You can't go any more in weight or in rep. 9 RPE practically means you might be able to go up in weight, but not in reps. And then for 8 RPE means you can probably go for another 1 or 2 reps. All right. So most of the training is going to be around, and for this 4 weeks, it's going to be around 8 to 9 RPE, which means I can either go up in weight or I can go up a couple of reps. It is a little tricky for the RPE scale because, like I said, it depends on the person and also depends on the day. So if you don't know whether the weight is heavy enough, what you do is you work up to their recommended weight, or you try to work up to their recommended weight. On the program, on the very first page, there will be a recommended weight for like whatever RPE for how many reps, right? Based off of your 1 rep max. So you work up to that weight, and if you feel good, like you can do more, add like 2 to 5% to that weight, and then do it again. Usually that's like the sweet spot for, you know, for reaching your next RPE. So of course, the heavier the weight is, the more weight is added on. So you want to go to the lower percentage. But if you're doing, let's say, a lower weight, then you can add up to like, 5%, and then that weight should still be doable for you. So I hope that cleared things up for you in terms of RPE. I know it's kind of late in the training to be talking about stuff like that, but I hope that was helpful for you. Yeah, thanks for watching the video. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's a very simple training video. I didn't show all the exercises, but I just, like I said, showed you the main ones for these 4 weeks. And next week, I'll hopefully try to do something a little more exciting. I am traveling later this week, so I'll try to get all my workouts in. Also, there's gonna be a freaking huge snowstorm here in Minnesota. So hopefully the gym is still open and the roads aren't too crazy. I mean, if I have to drive an extra 15 minutes, you know what, so be it. I'll go to the gym in 30 minutes. But of course, that's not ideal. But yeah, I hope you guys stay safe out there. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay tuned for more of this content. I have 3 more weeks left to go. Super excited about it, and after that I'll show you guys all my maxes, of course, except for bench probably, but you know, who knows? We'll see. I'll take a rest these few weeks, and then if it feels better on that last week, I might try for a max for my bench as well. Well, stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one.